change its mind. You look nice enough until you open your mouth. I want nothing to do with you, because nothing you say is true. Still, I can't seem to get you out of my head. Oh, what is it about you that makes me feel the way I do? Just when I think that you're fine, you go and say something asinine. I'm struggling to understand these feelings that I have at hand. Is this hate? Is this love? I need a sign from above. Oh, moon in the sky, please give me an answer. You love to cheat and steal whatever is convenient for you. You act nice enough so you can get what you want. I want you to stay away from me, because I know where I need to be. But I don't think you'll ever leave me alone. No. What is it about you that makes me want to trust in you? Just when I think that you're fine, you go and do something asinine. I'm struggling to understand this destiny we have at hand. What are you all about? I need a way to find out. Oh, moon in the sky, ever my guide, lighting the way on the path to my destiny. Oh, moon in the sky, please send your reply. Just give me a dream to tell me what all of this means. What is it about you that makes me feel the way I do? Just when I think that you're fine, you go and say something asinine. I'm struggling to understand these feelings that I have at hand. Is this hate? Is this love? I need a sign from above. Oh, moon in the sky, please give me an answer. Oh, moon in the sky, please give me an answer. Hi. It's your magical girl, virtual streamer, Dallie. Oh. Hi, Buzz. Oh boy. Hi guys. It's cold today. I think if you were snuggled up in your blankets, that is the place to be. Today was colder than yesterday. So, I took some asthma medicine, so we'll see how it goes, but, oh boy. My throat doesn't hurt. What hurts is below my throat. Like, you have your windpipe, and then you have these little, I think they're called bronchial tubes, and they lead into your lungs. And those are the little tubies. Those little tubies are what hurt me all the time. Because I have asthma, but I took some medicine, so hopefully we can get through this, because this game is this is a VN called Soul of Sovereignty, and it's made by the content creator, webcomic artist person, GGDG, formerly known as Hi, I'm Daisy. I've watched them. I followed them for like a long time. Hope everyone feels better soon. Thanks, Buzz. Yeah, I hope everybody's feeling. I heard 4-4 is also not feeling good. It's that time of year, you know? The cold makes your immune system more vulnerable. So, we just gotta take care of ourselves and chill. So today's gonna be a chill day. We're gonna chill a little bit. And I thought I made a post for the today we're gonna do this thing, and I had it all written out, and I thought I hit post, but apparently it's just been sitting in my browser for an hour. So I changed it to a now live post. Sorry for the lack of heads up. I really meant to give a heads up before. I really did. Oopie doopies. No, I want to do the opposite of chill. I've been having that issue. I woke up and my brain was just like, light me on fire. This buzz is on fire. Let me turn down the volume just a tad of my microphone, because I'm actually next to my microphone today and not 6 inches away from it, like yesterday. It's too cold. It is too cold. It is. I'm from a tropical place. I'm a tropical person. I cannot deal with the cold. Nope. Where is my... Here it is. I'm trying to move myself up just ever so slightly, because this is kind of probably where I'm going to be today. So this I haven't done a lot of voice acting recently, so let's change that. Today we're going to do all voice acting. Now I will preface this with, my voice only goes so high and so low. So some people have similar pitch in their voice. There's only so much I can physically do. But I strive to give every character their own cadence and their own kind of manner of speaking. We'll see. I have not played any part of this yet. I saw like a little itty bitty piece that because my sister was playing it, but I really didn't pay attention to what was going on. All I know is there's a pallid woman and she has not done anything wrong. Oh, did I even change the thing? Hold on. I think I forgot to change the category. Like I was saying, Saber A-N-T. I love that that it's not a category though. Can we just say Python VN? Is there a visual novel tag? Visual novel for the kids? No. Alright, well, I'll put it back to just chatting, because Soul of Sovereignty isn't on the list. For shame. For shame, Twitch. For shame. It's good. I hear it's very good. So, without further ado, oh yeah, I was saying earlier, as you can tell, because I'm all over the place, like, my body doesn't want to move today, especially my lungs. They don't feel like breathing air today, because the air is too cold. But my brain's been, like, running a mile a minute, and just like, oh, you gotta work on this, and that, and this, and that, and this, and that, and this, and I'm like, I can't keep up, brain. It's too cold. I just can't do it. Anyway, but the part of my brain that said, you should play Soul of Sovereignty, that part won today. It won, so that's what we're going to do. So let's start. Ooh, it was like a little glossary. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, what is this, like a church? There is a figure. Look at that hand. Thought I told you to run, kiddo. What does it look like I'm doing? I have no idea of all the voices. I'm just guessing right now. Getting caught? But hey, I get it. You've got a heart. That's what landed you in this mess, right? I'm sorry, kid. Really, I am. I wish there was more I could do for you, but both of us are out of options. So where are you gonna go? Where you said. Somewhere I can dream. Somewhere where I can be as selfish as I want to be. Only question is, what to do when no place like that exists? But I'll figure something out. I noticed the records you swiped from my office. You're not really going after it, are you? Thanks for the lead, old man. Maybe I'll see you in the next world. What does that mean? What does that mean? Ooh. I hope the audio's the background. If there's wind. The lamplight, heart of Tarn. The first inn to become famous after the treasure hunting boom took off. A few decades ago, on a day like this, it would have been swarming with people. Tonight, there's only one customer. Aww. Loik, the customer. In a manner of speaking, anyway. I arrived a few months ago, needing a place to stay while I continued my search in the area. Alma's pride wouldn't let her take money from an old friend, but I eventually convinced her to accept my services instead. Since then, I've been helping her look after the guests here. Guests, yes. The village's sick and elderly given shelter from the unkind weather, not customers. Most were once treasure hunters themselves, but the age for that ended too soon, before they'd found anything to build a life on. Blah, 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 blah. Gotta enunciate. Oh, her hands are so beautiful. How do you render such a beautiful freaking... I know how you render. You gotta practice, but God, so good. Tonight's dinner could be described charitably as soup, or realistically as onion water. Most of our guests chose the latter. Onion soup. I used to drink onion soup. It was a herbal remedy. It was not good. Though I normally try to encourage them to keep up healthy appetites, I couldn't blame them for nearly full dishes I gathered this time. It's not good. Alma's a terrific cook, really, but I doubt she sees much point in trying these days. I can't blame her either. The dining room is deserted, tabletops lined with dust, rugs trampled thin. The television is purely decorative now, with no signal to pick up since Tarn was cut off years ago. Whoa, so there's TVs in this world. Okay, or there were. About the only glimmer of the past comes from the crackling fireplace, where explorers would have once crowded together, sharing stories. Alma, gonna come down or what? Alma, the owner of the lamplight. She leans against the bar, smoking a cigarette. Oh, I didn't see you. You were seeing something. Oh, you were seeing something. What? And don't say how badly you want me to clean this place up. No. Well, no, but... You really ought to consider selling the TV, at least. It may be old, but it'll still work in the mosaic. Puh, is that all? I know you, Alma. It just caught my eye. Oh, I know you know, Alma. It just caught my eye. I join her at the bar and set down the tray. Something hangs heavy in the air as we look over the empty room together. Instead, I decide to turn my gaze outside. The largest windows face away from the mosaic, out towards the promise of the new world. Quote unquote. I've grown used to the view now, the towering shadow of mountains, empty homes scattered in snow. Only tonight... Something's coming. By the time I make it to the door, the visitor had collapsed in a heap at the threshold. Oh no! Give me a hand, would you? Yeah.
That was a terrible old lady voice. I'm so sorry. Oh no! Her breathing and pulse seem normal. She does look awfully pale, but I think she'll be all right. Here's our pallid woman of the infamous Pallid Woman Wednesday. It's Sunday. There we are. How are you feeling? Welcome, dear. Almost old customer service voice. It's been a while since I've heard that. Will you be needing a room, or maybe you're just here to dine with us tonight? A room. I've made it? This is the lamplight? The one and only, serving the spirit of discovery since... Oh, thank goodness! I need your help. Oh, I can't cough for real. Okay. Oh, man. Great. Another charity case. Don't be heartless, Alma. A decent meal is the very least we can offer. Yeah. As Alma trudges to the kitchen, I take a seat across from the stranger. Oh, she's so cute! You should know, there's an emphasis on that decent. I wouldn't set my expectations too high if I were you. Oh, I'll be happy with anything. You're too kind. But we haven't even gotten to your problem. You said you needed help? The woman breathes a long, thin sigh. There's somewhere I need to get to. I heard this was a gathering place for treasure hunters, so I hoped one of them could escort me. But... where are you headed? Do you know of a ruin near here called the Hollow Temple? Forget it! Alma emerges from the kitchen with a lukewarm cup of soup in her hand. She hands it off to the woman. Waste of a trip, honey. It's a short walk, sure, but the woods are infested. If you're not going to pay for a room, at least spare me from having to report your body to the shield. Alma. What? Better to be honest. I have to! I have to go. I saw it in a dream. What? The god of that temple visited me and said if I prayed at the altar, I'd be cured. I have to be careful because it actually will make me start coughing. Ugh. I've suffered from this illness all my life. Now, I've finally been shown a cure. I have to go. Or I have to go. And here I thought you came for treatment from the good doctor here. Well, suit yourself. You're a doctor? That's her idea of a joke. You'd be generous to call me a caretaker. It's not... I'm not sure how much my humble remedies could do for this illness of yours, but I'm more than willing to try. The woman softly shakes her head. I've seen a million doctors, and not one of them could help me. I know it must sound like nonsense, but that temple is my only hope. I see. Out of curiosity, have you ever heard how the so-called Hollow Temple got its name? No? There's nothing in it. Oh. For years, people were convinced there had to be some secret hidden beneath the surface. But as it turns out, it's just an empty building. I'm sorry to say this, but without the promise of treasure, you'd have a hard time convincing any treasure hunters to make the trip, if you could find any here. Then this is it for me. Hold on. I was going to say I'd be happy to go with you. Aw, you're such a nice guy, Loic. You? I know. You were hoping for someone a bit more suited to the rigors of the road, let's say. The truth is, I've been meaning to visit the temple myself. Sooner or later, I'll be going either way, and I do intend to get there in one piece, for what it's worth. Really? At the very least, we don't have anything to lose by going together. Safety in numbers and all. Oh. Listen, why don't you give it some thought? Wait! I'll go! That was fast. Are you sure? You're the first stranger who's offered to help me. If this is my only chance of making it to the temple, I have to take it. Let's not be strangers then. Loik. Isme. Isme? Isme. Thank you, Loik. Tonight's clear skies are a rarity. Given the urgency of Isme's plight, I'm not surprised that she wants to go right away. Besides, it's a short enough trip that we should be back before the next snowfall rolls in. These sketches have so much character. And now you're off into the cold for this random girl. Why am I not surprised? She needs help, Alma. I like to think you'd do the same. Please, some of us know how to look out for ourselves first. You should try it sometime. Thanks for the concern. See you in the morning, all right? Cast profiles have been added! Water break, hold on. In the beginning, the builder looked to the horizon and foresaw the death of the world. To preserve life, he raised a great tower, a new home for all of humanity, the Mosaic. From the farthest reaches, he gathered every soul together in one most peaceful nation, a perfect refuge from the storm. Ages on, when all had stilled, the people of the Mosaic opened their gates to see what remained, and found a ruined land owned by no one. Thus did they set forth to pick clean the bones of the world they forgot. What? I remember hearing so many stories about the world outside the Mosaic. An endless expanse where the spirit of discovery soared on the wind, inviting the bold. Isme, the blessed. Isme. Walking through this ghost town, I can't imagine it. When the first treasure hunters found this place, it was already in ruins. They built it up into a new town, only for it to shrivel into nothing again. All that wasted effort. Every little gust of wind sets the windows chattering in these ramshackle houses. But beyond all this, out in the mountains, I can almost hear the faint voice of my own personal spirit of discovery. Isme. I hope this doesn't sound rude, but I wonder how that cloak will hold up against the cold. Oh, the temple's a straight shot from here, but we are going to have to walk it. Will you be all right? Yes. You say that, but you're suffering enough from your illness. Please don't push yourself. Really, it's fine. Eating something gave me the strength I needed, I think. If you insist. But now that I'm thinking about it... He removes one of the flowers pinned to the clasp of on his collar. This is Palicia. In the language of flowers, it means fire. That's funny. Is it? I just thought flower language was, I don't know, unrequited love. Things like that. Most people know it that way. In this region, long ago, these flowers were common traveler's charms meant to ease the cold. Just an old superstition, but it can't hurt. Here. And do you normally give these out? One way or another. Flowers are my business. I guess you could say some habits from the old shop are hard to shake even on the road. So you're a florist? A superstitious one, it turns out. I hope I haven't put you off. Not at all. It's a kind thought. Thank you. Oh, man. Even if the spirit of discovery is dead, the kindness of strangers apparently lives on. When our fingers brush, I feel warmth. And not just a faint touch, but a steady embrace that spreads comfortably over my skin. Let's be off. Ready? Oh, is this from Yzma's point of view? Ah, I'm reading it wrong. This is... Okay, that's why... Okay. Ahora yo entiendo. I understand now. Wakaru. Wakarimasu. Let's be off. Ready? Oh, right. That's why there was an I. Now this is Yzma's point of view. I see. And now this is back to Blake's point of view. Blake, the florist. For all my fussing over Yzma, I'm barely dressed for the cold myself. The snow is too thick for the middle of spring. Oh my god. Then again, any ideas about right or wrong with regard to the weather seem arbitrary. In my months at the lamplight, I've come to appreciate the cold. A sudden chill against my face feels refreshing when I know it wasn't decided by committee. At such times, I think there are still treasures to be found outside the mosaic. Do those have a meaning too? My gaze follows Yzma's to a patch of weeds poking through the frost. Dandelions? Sure, mundanity. This has absolutely nothing to do with the game or anything. But freaking dandelions. Anyway, I'll send this to my friend later. If you follow Hey BG, you know what I'm talking about. That's a joke, right? Do you think so? If every flower has a meaning, some of them are bound to be less exciting than others. I suppose. Ah! We embrace ourselves against a sudden wind. It's a good thing we set out tonight. This time tomorrow, I expect we'll have another blizzard on us. Thank you again, Loik. I didn't think you'd be willing to go so soon. I didn't think it could wait. Maybe not for me, but why were you planning to visit the temple? I'm curious, considering it's hollow and all. Oh, did I not say? I'm going for the same reason as you. To be cured? But you seem perfectly healthy. An apple a day. But that's not quite what I mean. I'm not interested in investigating the temple itself so much as the local flora. I don't suppose you've heard of the glass bell? I just gotta say, this music is so nice. It's just very pleasant. Excuse me. I don't suppose you've heard of the glass bell? I'm sorry, I haven't. Perfectly understandable. The glass bell is a very peculiar flower, one said to be potent enough to cure any malady. That's too good to be true? Maybe. It's never been seen, only told of in old writings. If it does exist, it could grow anywhere, and so I search everywhere. And who is it for? Let's not talk about that. Ooh, I sense a tragic past. In fact, enough about me. Tell me about yourself, Yzma. Huh? There isn't much to tell. I'm not very special. Come now. Not many can say they've been called upon by a god. It's not something to brag about, especially at home. Not in his vision. Huh. I guess not. You're religious then? More my family. Relatable. I too have a plant that's potent enough to cure any malady, but it just makes me want to eat and take a nap. Yes. When she turns around, okay, back. back into character. When she turns toward the ever-present pillar on the horizon, I can only imagine the expression that darkens her face. I grew up praying for the builder to cure me, but that wasn't in his vision. When my family learns I came this far, all at the word of a pagan god, I'll probably be disowned. But alive and well, we can always pick up the pieces from there, can't we? That's true. Isme, the runaway. Alive and well. The words ring in my ears. To be honest, the cold didn't bother me at all. It never does. Now, though, I have real warmth to compare it to. Now, I have a way out. A path to alive and well. What? Ah, and there's our temple. Can you see it? But the bridge is out. Uh-oh. Oh, don't worry about that. It's been out of commission for months. The reason I put this trip off for so long, in fact. Is it ever going to be fixed? At this point, I wouldn't count on it. Putting aside the lack of interest, time just doesn't have the means anymore. Oh. But we could take a detour. This way. We're going to take the scenic route! We go off the path into the thick of the woods. I try to focus on what waits at the end of this hike, but in spite of myself, I keep thinking that word the innkeeper used to describe this place. Infested. They say that when the old world died, and the builder created his paradise for mankind, he let in 2 of every animal in nature. The rest were left behind as the clouds rolled in. What does that mean? Did you hear that? Unfortunately. You said you had a plan for dealing with monsters, didn't you? Did I? Didn't you? I remember saying that I meant to get to the temple in one piece. But a plan? Oh boy, Loic, oh no. I could certainly try to come up with something now if you'd like. Loic, yes, we would like to get there in one piece, Loic. Seems like that might be a good thing to do, yes. How fast can you run, do you think? Probably not very. On account of being deathly ill and all. Oh, right. Forgive me, that was thoughtless. Outside of the safety of the mosaic, deadly rain came pouring from the skies. It ate through stone and steel, washing entire cities and nations away. But the animals caught in the flood changed. They trembled and twisted and came apart, then came back together the wrong way. And any creatures that didn't succumb were hunted by the ones that did. Ooh boy. Oh, what did I hit? Uh-oh, did I fast forward? Oh boy, I accidentally fast forwarded. I'm sorry. Shit! I wouldn't have wanted to cross paths with the thing that when it was a normal wolf, let alone whatever the hell this tangle of limbs and mouths is. Once I start running, I don't look back. The trees are dense enough to slow it down a bit, but I can't carry on like this uphill. Isme! The voice comes from behind. When I look, he's stopped next to a fallen tree, trying to shove it out of the way where it's lodged in the snow. Without a second thought, I double back. 1, 2, we strain against the trunk together. Wild, heaving breaths close in. and then the weight shifts. Not much of a plan, but whatever works. Okay, sorry, I accidentally clicked on something and it fast forwarded. Thank goodness. You know, Isme, I was joking when I suggested we run, but I'm glad you took it as a challenge. I don't like thinking of myself as an old man yet, but I could barely keep up. Adrenaline will do that to you. When push comes to shove. Back at the lamplight, you seem to be struggling to get through your story. Alma's cooking must be better than I gave her credit for if it energized you that much. All those vegetables. An onion soup. All those vegetables. His gaze is warm but intense. I should have known he saw through my act, maybe right from the start. Maybe my coughing could have been more realistic. Whatever. But he offered to help me anyway, and judging from the look on his face, the offer is still open. Fine, alright. I'm not sick. That was all bullshit. I had a feeling. But I needed help to get to... But I needed help getting to the temple, and pity works. You were right, I was hoping it would rope in more of a bodyguard. We haven't died yet, so I'd say you could have done worse. Now, what is it that you're after at the temple? The greatest power in the world. I'm sure you know what I mean. The sovereignty. I've heard stories. But no one would have taken me seriously if I told them I was actually looking for it. And even if someone did, why would they help me find it? Convince me then. Why should I? Look. You have that miracle flower you're after, right? I'm guessing there's something you want to save, no matter what. Someone. Well, I have that too. The sovereignty is my one hope of a world worth living in. And that makes you so certain, and what makes you so certain it's in this place? There was a professor in the Mosaic who researched the legends. I read everything he wrote on the subject. There's no guarantee, but the temple was never totally ruled out as a lead. I want to see it for myself. And if you find nothing there, then what? Then I keep searching. Isn't that what you're doing? I have to explore every avenue. Maybe most treasure hunters have moved on, but I need this to be real. I'm sorry for lying to you, Loik, but I had to. I think perhaps we've lingered too long. It has caught up to us. They howl, they scream. I don't stick around for another second. That fallen tree was a stroke of luck, and it doesn't strike twice. But maybe there's some other way to slow them down. And just as I start looking around, my foot slips. I tumble into a patch of weeds before I even realize it. For a second, I think I've been tackled, so I panic and scramble up against a nearby tree. But these creatures are more patient than that. It can't be every day that they get an entertainment like us. They close in, savoring their win, and I clench my eyes shut. And for some reason, despite everything, only for a single instant, I feel calm. When I dare to look again, one of the things is too close. I see puffs of its breath as it leans in, sniffing at my face from every angle. Something about its attitude has changed. It's almost frustrated. Its eyes sear into mine for what feels like forever. Then it pulls away. One by one, the other beasts follow their leader back into the woods until the two of us are left alone. I can't be. That was creepy. Are you all right? What the hell? I try to stand, but my useless ankle buckles under my weight. Shit! Easy, let me see. Worse than I thought. It might even be broken. I don't want to risk trying to put pressure on it again. So, what are the chances of you carrying me up the rest of the way? He smiles. Slim. Let's try something else. And there's something in his hand. A little notebook bound with string. He opens it, then flips through the pages, passing what looks like dozens of pressed flowers. The yellow rose means mending, in short. In the mosaic, it comes to symbolize friendship. Another case of simplification that makes flower language easier to sell. He stops at a certain page and brushes his fingers against the dull, dry petals of a rose. I'm fond of that one, though. It's nice to think of a friendship as something that can be mended no matter how severe the break. As he goes on, the flower seems to come alive beneath his hand. I blink hard. I've got to be imagining it. But there it is, full and vibrant as the second it was picked. He returns his attention to me, and I notice that strange calm again. The air turns soft and heavy, as if warmed by his voice. Take heart. Not all things fall neatly into place, but this will. It just happens. My ankle is broken, and then it isn't. I pull it closer to look. No wound, no bruise, nothing. And when I glance back at his notebook, the rose has completely withered away. It's magic. I knew it. The flower you gave me when we left. That was magic too. They all are, even those. He nods to the few dandelions poking through the frost, their petals scattered on the snow. Mundanity. But this is the sort of thing that's kept me busy in town for the few months I've been there. I'm not a healer exactly, but I can manage enough to make myself useful. I've dealt with my fair share of difficulty in the mosaic, so I try not to be too forthcoming with the details. You said you come from a religious family, so I'm sure you understand. That's one way of putting it. Well, consider this a show of good faith. You've been kind enough to share your secret with me, after all. How does it work? Oh no, that conversation would take all night. Ask me back at the lamplight and I'll tell you all about it. Sure, that'll be nice. For now, he helps me up to my feet, and I take a moment to shake the snow from my cloak. Shall we? The flower glossary has been added. I need a drink. Oh my god! Good gravy. Why did they did the thing with the thing? Oh my god. Almighty God of language, lend us your eyes, and we will see the truth. Lend us your hands, and we will guard life. Lend us your tongue, and we will speak with power. There's no with. And we will speak power. The temple is quiet and barren. In other words, more or less what I expected. Yet stepping through the door sends a chill through me all the same. More than anything, though, I can't see shit. One moment I have just the thing. Another flower. No, let me. I brought a flashlight. Oh, wonderful. That's much more convenient. The hollow temple. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Who is this? I guess the god of this place? Why the uncertainty? Don't you recognize them from your dream? Yeah. The people of Accent were monotheists originally. Over time, various aspects of their god came to be worshipped as separate entities. This is Tanum, the aspect of truth. Traditionally, you're supposed to confess any acts of dishonesty before their image. Oh, sorry for pretending to be sick. But I already came clean about that, so I should be all squared away, right? She has such a positive attitude about this, you know? I don't see why not, really. It's more an encouragement to make amends with people we've wronged. Let's have a look around. So what was this temple built for? Any ideas? Hard to say. The entrance is the only part that feels like a place of worship. When explorers found it, there were traps around every corner. It took years for the path to be opened even this far. You know a lot. Everyone needs a hobby, though I doubt I'm telling you anything you haven't read. I only cared about whether the sovereignty could be here. Didn't get too into the details. No? But this place was the talk of the tower for years. All the ancient discovery reports on TV. But maybe those were before your time. Maybe. You haven't missed much then. At the end of all that fuss, they didn't find anything. You could say it put a damper on the whole treasure hunting craze. What, everyone gave up because one ruin turned out to be empty? There was a bit more to it than that, but essentially, yes. But I've done enough to lower your expectations, haven't I? Why don't we see for ourselves what they found? The central chamber is pure darkness, almost as though we've stepped into a void, at least until Yzma's flashlight reveals the walls. Plain stone on every side. You know, I actually have my own theory about this place. Do tell. I think it's fake. This time most of all, what we're seeing doesn't exist. It's all like a shared hallucination. That's certainly an interesting theory. But you can feel it, can't you? Something's off. My footsteps slow. You think it's some sort of illusion, then? Not quite. Illusions are new magic. The kind of trick any kid in the mosaic can do. This is something else, something older. Like the magic you've been nice enough to demonstrate for me. You seem stumped. Well, let me tell you something else. I didn't put on the sick girl act for whatever random treasure hunter happened to feel sorry for me. I came here for you. Oh my god. Her voice slowly circles me in the darkness. You had a bit of a reputation back home, didn't you? The Messenger, a normal little flower shop where people in the know could buy magic. I had my doubts, but you did away with those real quick. Couldn't resist showing off to a cute, helpless girl, I guess. And where did you hear all of this about me? I bring my hand to my chest, feeling for a familiar flower pinned there, touching upon a memory. Let's just say I had a reliable source. But I'm sick of talking, aren't you? Why don't we get down to business? To defeat the Huns? I think that'll be a bit hard under these conditions, Yzma. Let's have some light. This turned around real quick. And there she is, her features shadowed by a velvety hood. A new cloak woven from nothing in the blink of an eye, still fresh and crackling with the energy of creation. This is artisanry. So-called new magic, but certainly no child's trick. Artisanry? Okay, I did say it right. See? The light I've summoned falls strangely on the floor, piercing more than shadows. Your magic is the key. Even a little spark shows this place for what it really is. You can get me in. But you already knew that, right? After all, you've been here before. I watch my reflection, fading in and out on the impossibly rippling stone. When I agreed to be your escort, I was in hope of convincing you that there was nothing here. But I've badly underestimated you, Isme. I see that now. So, let me tell you the truth. This place fills me with dread. You're right. I've stood here once before, many years ago. I felt the same then. I strongly believe that whatever sleeps here should never be woken, whether it's the sovereignty or anything worse. And now that I've done as I promised you, I think I should be on my way. I am not eager to delve any further into the secrets of this past. Oh, that's fine. I'm not telling you to be eager. I'm telling you to do it. She has a gun. Oh my god. Now, let's stay calm. Holy shoot. A shot rings out, searing my arm. I stumble to the floor. Did you not hear me? I said I'm sick of talking. I don't have all night. Well? Stop! Please. I'll do as you say. That's more like it. But let me ask you one thing first. Why not? Go ahead. Who is the person you're hoping to save by doing all this? Save? Oh my god! You actually believed that stupid shit? Listen, you want to know who all this is for? Me. But you're free to keep thinking of the sovereignty as my dead white flower if that makes you feel better. I see. Well, thank you for your honesty. Oh my god. The white dawn's eye. In simple terms, light. Coincidentally, the first flower I read for the man who brought me to this place. I was a boy, lured by stories of illuminating the past, recovering the lost knowledge of the old world. I lent my power to his cause. Then I saw what he truly was after, and I turned my back on him. At least he allowed me that. With some effort, I withdraw my notebook and let it fall open into my lap. If the sovereignty exists here, then it has eluded treasure hunters in the backyard of the mosaic for half a century. Yet only a surface reading of light was enough to shake its final line of defense. Why? A particular page stops me. The sight calls a hazy memory of Tanim to my mind. Not the statue at the entrance, but a smaller image displayed in a relative's home once upon a time. I remembered the brilliant sun rose that was always placed in a dish of water before the god, to be ritually invoked as soon as it began to wilt. In flower language, the sun rose falls towards the esoteric end of the scale, its meaning significant only to the flowers of a dead faith. It seemed to say, only for our people, only for our children. Not for me, I think. You look like you have an idea. Certainly not for this woman. But I feel a deadly brush against the back of my neck as she urges me on. Share with the class. Pleasing my ancestors is beyond me at this point. Still, a useless apology fills through my mind before I turn it toward the task at hand. At a simple acknowledgement, the dawn's eye opens to me, and I read, "Where you walk, sight of Phiam, let truth not hide. Let truth not hide." Bit by bit, the enchantment begins to unravel, the room as we see it melting away. A rush of cold is the first sensation to tear through the veil. Fresh flecks of snow on our faces, clouds of warmth from our lips, then the sound of trickling water. We stand in a courtyard. A fountain blanketed with lilies in vivid shades of pink and blue, ornate pillars on all sides inscribed with the words of the poet. This hollow temple is the most complete remnant of accent to survive in the modern world. Into the modern world. I didn't. But that isn't what I've been brought here for, is it? At the center of the pool stands a peculiar door. Otherworldly light issues forth as a deep, resonant voice envelops us. Children of the crew. Oh wait, hold on. That's not what I want. Hold up. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Let's make this cool. Okay. Haha! Children of the Creator, come! Without hesitation, Yzma drops her weapon on the floor and throws herself into the light. But what compels me to approach? I place my hand through the door, and a palpable shift in atmosphere sends me reeling as if from a burn. Somehow, I can feel the massive distance that lies between this side and the other. Again, these hands are so beautiful! Good gravy! Okay, sorry, back into character. How many adventurers' hands fell short in the years before this moment? And if what lies beyond really is the power to remake the world, then what have I done? This time, I can't look away. I must steel myself and walk through. To a place built not by humans, not even by artisanry. A hall so pristine that every step feels almost improper. A realm divine. The Sovereign Hall. Honorable children of the Creator, you are welcome. At the end of the hall stands an altar guarded by a living statue. Its voice and manner are empty, and patches of feathers cover its body like ivy on a decaying building. Oh, interesting. From behind a winding scroll, the guardian's eyes seem to stare at nothing. You have come to the resting place of the sovereignty. I am its voice. The ruling sovereign has failed, and his world decays beyond salvation. But within you, I sense the approach of a stronger vision. In reaching this place, you have proved your faith. Will you save this world? Yzma! The sight of the voice so arrested me that I nearly forgot to call out to her, but she flashes out only a quick grin at me before turning back toward the altar. I will. Then you must be tested. Didn't you just say that I proved myself? In reaching this place, you have proved your faith. You must next prove the faith of your witness. For a reason I cannot comprehend, the terror clutches my chest. Wait! With a swift motion, the winding scroll becomes rigid, sharp. The voice's hand finds Isma's back to steady her, and the newly formed blade finds her heart. Holy... Oh my god. Her face remains contorted in shock as she slumps to the floor, clearly dead even before I rush thoughtlessly to her side. Isme! Oh god. But the voice watches me with unfeeling eyes. Why do you grieve? What? Bring back my phone, ran out of juice. Oh no! I'm gonna take a, hold on, I need a water break. This is blowing my freaking mind. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna continue. Okay. Did you not come here as her witness? Say the prayer and she will be reborn. I don't understand. What prayer? A binding of souls, a pledge to usher her unto the seat of the sovereignty as the cost of your freedom, at the risk of your life. What will you do this? As if it's the simplest question. And she'll die otherwise? She has died. Already her soul slips away, drawn to rest. But say the prayer and she will be reborn. Holy crap. Oh my god. I'll do it. Then speak the words. Restless soul by sovereignty marked. To you I offer willing hands. Willing. Welcome back. To... The voice's steady tone begins to falter. No. No more of this. Not again. I can't tell who's talking. Oh. No more. No more! The serenity of the hall is shattered. As the voice lets out a terrible cry, I catch a glimpse of its eyes shining with rage and fear. Begone! The spirit unfurls its wings, great banners of flame. I stagger back from the altar, my senses already muddled with the smell of smoke. I can't linger. And so I hurry away, downstairs that twist and buckle violently beneath my feet. Through the gate, trampling the carpet of water lilies, through the halls of the temple, stumbling out into the cold. Suddenly, there's a loud sound, a burst of flame at my back. Then, nothing. "2 weeks?" Her curls glistened in the sunlight as she shook her head. "Why 2 weeks?" 2 weeks is no time at all, sweetheart. Who knows, you might not even want to come back by the end of it. I'll be dead by the end of it. No, none of that. Oh, what about Duval's? You love that place. The bakery's name clearly sparked her interest. Oh, is that him? Oh, what about Duval's? You love that place. I could almost see her reflection. I can almost see the reflection of that chocolate raspberry cake she so loved in her eyes. Then, stubbornly, she closed them. Well, they're opening one here, so that's not even exciting anymore. Leah, work with me here, please. I know you'd rather stay. If I had it my way, you could. But this is the reality of it. There's nothing I can do. Nothing? Maybe one small thing. Does this mean skipping 2 weeks into the future? Bep. Finally, a real smile. Matter yield to memory, that two may dwell as one. The poet wrote that about the wind sage. I thought you hated that stuff. I do, but that one's not so bad. Steadying my heart, I folded her hands lightly in mine and began to speak with purpose. Be present for a moment, Leah. Hear my voice. Feel your weight where you stand. Savor the scent of those roses in the air. Even consider how much I'm boring you with all this. She was listening intently, but dignified me with another smile anyway. Know that memories ties you here. However far you wander, it will lead you back. And with that, I've done the complicated part. All you'll need to do is remember. A skeptical look crossed her face. I can use this to just come home whenever? Only for a little while. Save it for when you really need it, okay? Oh, it's getting blurry. The wind howls. I wake to my guest room. Somehow I've made it back. As I slowly sit up, my eyes focusing, the events at the temple bubbled to the surface of my memory. I was shot, wasn't I? But the tear in my sleeve has been mended, patched with artisanry over my bandaged arm. The lingering pain is all that reminds me now. And there's that blizzard that was still on the horizon when we left. Would Izme have been caught in it if maybe I could use a bit more rest. Back to sleep so soon. Izme, what happened to you? What do you think? I fucking bit it. You saw what that thing did to me. Well, this is my first time speaking with a ghost. I might need a moment to get my bearings. Well, this is my first time being a ghost, and it fucking sucks. Oh my god. She's a ghost. Nobody can see me except you. And believe me, I've tried everything. A binding of souls. I wonder. What the hell are you talking about? That guardian we saw. The voice. It told me to recite a prayer naming you my god, effectively. The way I heard it, that would have resurrected you. What? Wait, what? Izme, did you not anticipate any of this? Are you joking? I told you the whole reason I went out on a limb was my reliable source. Not so fucking reliable, it turns out. I was expecting the sovereignty to be hard to get. I didn't know this shit was part of the deal. Maybe it isn't. Maybe something happened before I could finish that prayer. The voice went berserk all of a sudden. Then finish it now. How can I? I never heard the whole thing. And now that I think of it, the words I did manage at the altar have already faded like a dream from my memory. But before I can say this, footsteps approach. Oh, good. You were out for a full day. I was starting to get worried. I did what I could for your arm, but I'm no doctor. I should have just let you take care of it yourself. Not at all. Thank you, Alma. The shield brought you back. A search team went out to the temple after they saw some kind of light there, and... Anyway, there's a cop waiting downstairs. I tried to get rid of him, but he's hell-bent on grilling you. Kept asking me about that girl you went with. Hey, what happened out there, Loik? I thought the temple didn't have anything. Certainly not anything worth getting shot over. I'm not sure what happened, Alma. I'm sorry. Still out of it, huh? Well, I'm sorry to send him right up, but he'll get suspicious if I take too long. Don't worry about me. I'll be all right. With a little nod, she reluctantly heads off. Langleis. Come again? The cop who's here looking for me. I saw him come in while you were out. A real VIP, I take it? God, no. He'd cream himself in the head. He'd cream himself if he heard you'd say that. Hopeful to know. What is he then? Right now, a church lapdog. Not that he'll admit to being here on their business. I doubt he even cares. I'm beginning to think I may have underestimated your religious family. Oh, you have no idea. Just don't tell him what happened at the temple. I don't want him to have the satisfaction of knowing I'm dead, even temporarily. Oh my god. Footsteps heavier than Alma's make their way near. When the door opens next, a stifling presence fills the room. Loik Ard, Commander Theodore Langleis of the Shield. It's a pleasure to... Let's skip the pleasantries. I've wasted enough time in this pit as it is. Last night you made contact with a woman calling herself Isme. Tell me everything you can about her. I see that this is an urgent matter, sir. Unfortunately, I don't have much information to provide. Isme came to the inn last night seeking an escort to the temple. She claimed that her life... Yes, I heard all that from the innkeeper. What else did she say? Anything about who she was, where she came from? Nothing actually. She was very quiet on our trip. After a few failed attempts at small talk, I decided to leave her be. And the temple, what happened there? I don't know. Just before we arrived, she pulled out a gun. I thought I heard her telling me to empty my pockets, but I was already frazzled from the journey. Without thinking, I ran. That was when she fired at me. I blacked out, and the next thing I knew, I was here. That's a pretty good cover story, honestly. I do my best not to acknowledge Isma's approving grin. Oh my god. When was the last time I had to lie so boldly? And to an officer, no less. Right, all right. Right. The search party found this at the scene. Look familiar? Yes, that's... Relax! Convincing enough to the untrained eye, I'll give her that. But it's flimsy work, like all her constructs. I doubt it would have fired a second shot without falling apart. He pulls the trigger, and the gun shatters into light. Like so. Punch him. Only a joke, I know. But then, what is this discomfort that falls upon me as she says it? That girl likes to call herself a master of illusion, as if it means anything. Artisanry without substance, without discipline. The best she can manage. My breathing grows deliberate. It's only when I become aware of my efforts to calm myself that I realize how tense I am. Certainly, he's less than friendly, but was Langleis's voice always so aggravating? No, my exhaustion is to blame. But another voice rings clear in my mind, the voice of my new sovereign. Go on, get him while his back's turned. Better yet, smash him with that chair. Ugh. I am not myself. Although I desperately will it to remain at my side, my trembling hand reaches out. Please! I say it without thinking, a strained whisper. Oh, what's this? Wait, you said something about naming me your god. And now, you have to obey me? Is that it? Oh, this is great, actually. I just thought it was funny to imagine. Are you listening, Mr. Ard? Pardon me. Yes, I'm listening. Oh my God. All at once, that oppressive feeling recedes. I still cling to the chair, more to brace myself. No, I can't throw you a perfectly good pawn now. You and I still need to make this official, don't we? All right, I think that's all we have to discuss, leaving only one last order of business, which is... The details of our investigation are highly classified, Mr. Ard, but rest assured I mean to smoke her out. Don't care! Out of my way! What? Commander! A young officer throws open the... A young officer throws the door open, shoving her way past the temporary guard. What the hell? Commander Legolas, sir! Please, is it true? You're going to destroy it? We're done here. Sir, wait, you can't! We've barely even... Wait! The officer follows Legolas back through the door. I hear her footsteps thundering down the stairs and out of the lamplight. Yzma drifts toward the window, listening for the frantic voice until it becomes too distant to make out. Please, please! Her gaze lingers on the horizon, as if she can see across the distance to where her body lies. It strikes me then how ghostly she seems, truly a fading spark of life. Whatever I managed at the altar was enough to tether her to this world, to me, but her silence now tells that she and I have arrived at the same conclusion. She has died. Already her soul slips away. That portal to the sovereignty. Fuck. They destroyed the temple. Fuck. I'm really dead. I'm really going to die here. Let's not panic yet. She seizes me then, her hands digging into my shoulders with such force as if to shatter them. Pain tears through me as my back hits the wall. No! No! I am not going to die here! Not after all this! Not when I'm so close! Searing, relentless agony unlike any I've felt. I can focus on nothing but holding myself together. Yzma, stop. You're going back to that temple. You're going to say that prayer. I don't care how you do it. I don't care if you have to die for it. All right, but please, enough! The merciful sound of ascending footsteps frees me, at last. Alma. Okay, back to bed with you. Not that they're gone, but now that they're gone, I can give you a piece of my mind. With a shooing motion, she ushers me to lie down, then sighs, sitting softly at the foot of the bed. Listen to me. You can't help everyone. I know how badly you want to, but sooner or later, you're going to end up with more than a bloody arm. And then who will be there when Leia wakes up? When Lelia wakes up. You've been at this for months. If that miracle flower of yours were around, you'd have found it by now. My phone is being a pain now too, so I might have to give up for a bit. No problem, the VOD will always be here, and I'll try to put it up today on YouTube's. But thank you for watching so far. If that miracle flowers of yours were around, you'd have found it by now. I get that you're spinning your wheels here because you need someone to help, even if it can't be her. But this isn't good for you. I think it's time you help yourself. Move on. Better yet, go home. And maybe it won't take a miracle, you know? Maybe it'll just happen one day. In fact, I've heard about patients who've... Alma, please. Sorry. Look, I've said my piece. You get some rest. With that, she goes, shutting the door behind her. Isma hasn't taken her eyes off me, but I lack the words to say to her. Instead, I turned toward the little bedside. I read beside. I was like, what? Instead, I turned toward the little bedside table where my notebook lies undisturbed. I pick it up and hold it for a moment. I still remember the look on my daughter's face when she realized that the meager enchantment I'd woven could not end her trip on the second day. What it could do was project the image of home to her, and her to me, while she remained very much where she was. Needless to say, she was less than happy with the results.
You told me this would take me home.
I told you it would let you visit. Bringing you from there to here would be big magic, and too dangerous for you, so don't try to improvise.
Then you do it!
Come on. Is this really so bad over there? Is it really so bad over there?
Yes!
She stomped forward, forgetting the limitations of the spell. She seemed to stumble over something I couldn't see. Probably a piece of furniture on her side.
Ow!
Careful, honey.
See, there's so much stupid stuff here. And of course it's all gold and sparkly and... ugh!
Oh, you know her tastes.
I had to wear the worst outfit yesterday and smile and talk to all these strangers for hours.
Smiling at strangers. Well, that's just inhumane. Did you get a fancy dinner out of it at least?
I wish I didn't. They were fish eggs.
What? That does it, Leah. I'm getting you out of there.
Dad!
No, don't try to talk me down now. I'm already on the line with, yes, hello, authorities? He's talking to a fly. They're serving my daughter caviar. There it was, the grin that pretended to be sick of my antics. I loved that look. But as her gaze drifted past me, it began to fade. Indistinct as it was, she could see the couch where she would usually collapse after school, home at last. The spot where she'd be laughing at me now, if she were truly here. She grew still.
I hate it here.
Oh, honey. The moment I set aside my work, she ran toward me and collided with thin air.
Oh, the wall. This spell is stupid.
Hey. We laughed as I made my way to her. It can do this at least.
I miss you.
I miss you more. But hang in there a while, Leah. You'll be home before you know it, I promise. My skin prickles painfully under Isma's glare, reminding me of where I am. But my eyes remain fixed on the notebook. I need a moment. Hold on. I don't know why that hit me in the feels really hard. Okay. Continuing. I could return home. The sage alone wouldn't do it, but joined with one or two others. I could be back to the shallow comfort of the mosaic in an instant. Too far from that doomed temple to do anything about it. What is that? U.S. Homeland Security. What is that? Thank you for the... Thank you for the first time chat. And what was that? A follow? Thank you for the follow. Stop this, the police. You're under arrest for being too cute. Now put your hands where I can hold them. Thank you, welcome. We're going through this game. I'm a kind of wholesome magical girl streamer playing through this game that is punching me right in the freaking feels. How has your day been so far? It's been pretty good, just a tad too cold, but I am very much enjoying this game. How have you been doing? I hope you're having a lovely day as well. Oh. I will continue with the in-game dialogue. I could be back to the shallow comfort of the mosaic in an instant, too far from that doomed temple to do anything about it. Even if Isme followed, death would claim her before long. I tucked the notebook away into my pocket. Let's go, Isme. There's another route we can take. I hope you've been having a good day. This game is so, like... he's, tied to a ghost of a lady that wanted to become God, so, you know, fun stuff. But they're about to destroy the temple because they didn't finish the God ritual, and people are about to destroy the temple, so they need to go back and not let them do that. Beneath the lamplight sleeps a secret. An old auction hall where Mosaican collectors once bid on relics from outside, free from official regulation. What eventually brought an end to these auctions was not the attention of the authorities, but the dwindling value of old world treasures in the eyes of the rich. Looking back, perhaps that was the earliest death rattle of the spirit of discovery. Oh, hello, is this a snowmobile? Our best chance of making it in time. And there's the key, dangling carelessly from the ignition. What reason would she have to hide it? I don't like doing this, but I suspect I don't have a choice. Good. Good to see you're catching on. You know, all this time I thought you were a dead wife guy. Turns out it was a sick kid. Though I guess it could still be both. What the heck? Excuse me, you can't just say that to people. Lelia, huh? That's a cute name. Thank you. What, bad mood? At least you're alive. Maybe you should listen to your innkeeper friend and count your blessings. Alma means well. She has children of her own, you know. A grandson, last I heard. Any of them yours? I stare, but I admit there's a part of me that appreciates the attempt at levity. When I last came to Tarn, I was still a student. Alma was running the lamplight even then, at the end of its heyday. Even then, she was just as much of a grouch, and just as caring beneath it all. We love a good tsundere. The town was completely different, though. Warm, full of excitement, full of people. Now it's dying. Anyone can see that. Alma's kids moved back to the mosaic as soon as they were old enough. But she's still here, clinging to the warmth of those old days, I think. She's always treated me like family. She'd never let me say it, but I could work at the lamplight for the rest of my life and never repay the debt I owe. And bless her, but she is a bit of a hypocrite. At the end of the day, she has her own stubbornness, just as I have mine. And what the hell does any of that have to do with me? Nothing, but thank you for listening. I needed to clear my mind. My head. We're almost there. Almost. A pillar of light, absent on our first voyage out, pierces the distant sky above the mountain. Little wonder the shield came running if this is what they saw. Oh, I see. It's a friggin' lighthouse now. As the hollow temple rises into view, so does the great shadow hovering beside it. A shield airship, Commander Lenglice's very own. I pull over at the broken bridge, helpless to stop what comes next. Of course it was impossible for us to outpace him. Still, I hoped. naively, that the commander might have shown restraint, if not respect, for the history of this place. Amid the smoking rubble, I find no trace of that peculiar light. It's not over yet. There might still be a way. Isme? She says nothing, as though the very will to speak has left her. Isme, let's not give up here. Can she even hear me? Perhaps the far-off hope of returning to the Sovereignty's hall was the only thing sustaining her. Perhaps the call of rest has swayed her weary soul. Either way, her time is drawing to an end. I take the notebook from my pocket. Countless hours spent lingering over one particular flower has formed a slight gap in the pages. These days I can find it without looking. There was a part of me that thought like Alma, that you'd just wake up by some twist of fate, even without a miracle cure. That was why I took this along, so that I could be with you as soon as you opened your eyes, cry with you no matter how far from home I was. But that won't happen. But that won't just happen, will it? So, let matter yield to memory. Let the Sovereignty's guardian hear my voice, and its hall meet where I stand. Let distance be no obstacle, if only for a moment. And please, let it be enough. I silence my desperate heart and focus. By even one visit to the Sovereignty's realm, memory tethers it to me. It's a faint connection, a spider's thread catching sunlight, but just enough to follow. It leads far above the mountain, higher and higher until the stars fill my vision. Amid these, a single speck of familiar light. With a gentle pull on the thread, I beckon it nearer. Matter yields, shifting to allow the entry of a distant place. Smooth, glossy stone nestles into the snow. Drenched earth, light without dawn, showers the trees. Howling winds grow mild, tamed by an unseen presence. I ready myself to face the guardian spirit as I remember it, ablaze in anger, its feathers stained with blood. Instead, as its figure begins to rise before me, all is still. Izumi's corpse lies not on the floor at the floor as I expect, but cradled in the arms of the voice itself. The creature hangs its head placidly, as if lost in thought. Upon noticing my half-there presence, its mouth opens in surprise. You have returned by Fayum's gift. Voice of the Sovereignty, I come as Izumi's witness. Give me the words, and I will pray. Why? Her time has nearly expired. You may yet retreat from this place and be free. But I won't. Please, give me the words. She has deceived you, injured you. She has brought nothing but misfortune upon you. Understand that in doing this, you surrender to her will until the end of this world. I wonder how much you know about me, or about the circumstances that led me here. Perhaps more than I do. Even so, let me explain myself. About a year ago, my daughter fell ill. Her affliction has no cure. I left home in search of a miracle, which I have yet to find. Her smile is all I have, and now I must reckon with the possibility of never seeing it again. I don't know what to do with myself. I've tried to be a helping hand in Tarn, but Alma's right. It's a bandage over my grief. I think this is no different. Even if my daughter can't be saved, even if the glimmer of hope I've been chasing is a fantasy. Right now, I beg you, let me at least have the comfort of saving someone. Even her? Whoever Isme was before we crossed paths, I have no idea, but nothing she did to me, however wrong, was deserving of death. And what a horrible way to die. The sovereignty is the power to remake your world. Consider the world she will make. Can it be so much worse than this one? An uneasy silence stretches on. Man's will is divine. Man's judgment is divine. Witness, speak the words. Restless soul, by sovereignty marked, to you I offer willing hands to toil, a willing heart to bear your name, a willing voice to praise, willing eyes to witness the end. To avert the death of this world, the builder raised a tower, a new home for all humanity. But the true death of the world had not yet been born. She had not yet reared up over the mountains, crowned in the glory of dawn. Her gaze had not yet pierced the hearts of the shield and sown fear in their depths. Oh, don't look so shocked. Didn't you come all this way to smoke me out? This is the shield! Dispel this construct at once and... I know exactly who you are, Theodore, but I guess you're still confused about what I am. I am a god marked by the sovereignty. I am light and hunger. I will devour this world. But there might be a place for you in mine. We both know how good you are at licking boots, Commander. Feel like giving these a taste? Oh, open fire! Hear me? Fire now! I can't do that voice. I'm so sorry. This song slaps. This is so freaking Final Fantasy VI. Jeez Louise. Good gravy. Hold on. I needed a moment. Holy cannolis. Anyway. I gotta wiggle. I think my watch was telling me to stand up, but no. At Langlyce's command, a burst of cannon fire rings out. But the assault falls like snow, soft and still, emptied of purpose at the unseen touch of the divine. A gentle lift of her hand sends the onslaught soaring back. God help me, what have I unleashed? Heavy damage, sir. Your orders? Fall back! I'm not dying for this. Did you not hear me? Fall back! I can't, sir. The controls won't respond. Uh-oh. Isme the Defined. Walk 20 more steps. Okay, I'm gonna pretend to walk some steps here for the sake of my... But Jesus, delicious. How delicious this is. The mosaic's finest scrambling like roaches. Langlyce trying to look unbothered, barking at whoever's closest, as if they can help him escape. Okay, I don't think I need to do the reverb for everything she says. Oh, excuse me. That was from drinking water. This is what I get. But this is my domain, a promise of the sovereignty to come. A single thought is all it takes to hold him in the palm of my hand. Not even enough firepower to destroy your shitty little ship, Theodore. What did you think it was going to do to me? He says nothing, but I can hear the stream of curses sloshing around in his skull. Maybe death is all you deserve. But I want to tell your bosses what's coming. I want them to hear it straight from your lips. Now go. The ship shudders and obeys, trailing off to the builder's waiting hands. Oh my God, is me. Exalted. A voice calls from above. Return in glory to my hall. And I can see it, just beyond the parted clouds, the place where the sovereignty dwells. So that's where it was. As I am now, the heavens are well within my reach. Like, I sense his blood run cold. My faithful minion, we have received an invitation. Shall we go? After a moment, he cloaks his fear in a smile. As you wish. When I first set foot in this place, it was enormous, bright, overwhelming. Now the voice of the sovereignty itself seems so small, like a caged bird. Seekers of the sovereignty, exalted in witness, be praised. You have overcome the first trial. The first? This world cries out for a worthy sovereign. You have not yet realized the fullness of your vision, nor manifested it by your works. This taste of godhood is momentary. Until you overcome the remaining trials, you must continue to walk the earth as a human. What? Worry not. You shall draw power from the faith of those who pledge devotion to you. This witness, too, is your strength. So long as he lives, you remain immortal. Now a second trial awaits in the remains of Ericest. Go and triumph, exalted. Wait, no! I always figured that if I ever tried to go to heaven, I'd get thrown out. In a way, this is poetic, which doesn't make me feel any better. My borrowed godhood unravels around me, leaving me completely bare. I don't even have the will for magic, let alone the strength. I can only close my eyes and sink, small, pathetic, and exhausted enough to die a second time. It hasn't even been 2 hours. It hasn't even been 2 hours, and I'm emotionally drained. I feel like I've been here forever. Not in a bad way, but like, holy crap. This is the good stuff. Ugh. I think it's so pretty. I wake in a patch of grass, no snow in sight. This must be it, right? The afterlife? But no, when I look down, I find that strange scar branching across out across my chest, still glowing. My bare chest. I guess it makes sense that my glamour fell off when I died. A cream-colored coat lies draped over the rest of me. You wore a glamour over nothing? Isme! I hope you're wearing underwear. Good gravy! You don't just put on illusion as clothes? That's... Okay, sorry. Oh my god. Okay, anyway. Back in character. This is when I'd usually get myself in order. A new costume, a painted face, but thinking about spending any effort on magic right now makes me want to go right back to sleep. Who cares? Good morning. Oh. He sits with his back to me while I slip my arms through the sleeves of his coat. I can't make myself a new one. I've never had the knack for artisanry, that you seem to. But keep it as long as you'd like. I'm in no position to ask anything of you now. Where are we? Who knows? If I had to guess, I'd say the sovereignty flung us a bit further south of home than the Tarn. Which was considerate since we're most likely being expected there. He pats the ground. Why don't you come and sit down, Isme? We've had a long night. He's so... Why? Why? If you're asking why I revived you, why, I had a little conversation with the voice about that. I'm relieved you missed it, honestly. I doubt you'd have liked to sit through all that sentimental nonsense. Give me the short version. Okay, breaking character for a second. I love the use of the texture here for his cheekbones and like the hair, but it's also sort of like the emotion, the swirling emotion, the fear, the doubt, the regret, the hope, all of that, and it's just beautiful. Anyway, that had nothing to do with anything. I'm just being weird. Alright, back to Loik. I wasn't prepared to watch someone die. I saved you because I wanted you to live, to have a chance to seize your dreams, however selfish. That's all. But if I can disappoint you a bit further, I don't believe that everything you told me on the way to the temple was a lie. About the person you wanted to save with the sovereignty, I mean. Even if it was yourself. Then you're an idiot. That's something I can live with. I've already told you what I want. If you didn't believe me, that's on you. And from now until the day I remake this world, you serve me. Don't expect any pity just because you tricked yourself into it. But if you make yourself useful, I don't see the harm in keeping an eye out for your sick kid to flower along the way. Very kind. How shall I make myself useful then? Don't ask me that yet. I just want to sit here for a while. Then that's what we'll do. In the beginning, you looked to the horizon and foresaw the death of the world. To preserve life, you raised this great tower, this new home for all of humanity, our mosaic. From the farthest reaches, you gathered every soul together into your embrace. But now your children are lost. They have forgotten your grace and your love. They have forgotten themselves. Seduced by the devil's voice, they wander in darkness, blind to your perfect vision. I ask now that you let them see. Let them behold you. in your glory. Whoa, sorry. O architect of our refuge, Lord of peace, merciful builder. Who's talking? Hold on one second. I missed part of it. I ask now that you let them see, let them behold you. No, wasn't there something? Let them behold you in your glory as I have. Return to us and set your world right, please. Okay. O architect of our refuge, Lord of peace, merciful builder. He needs a shirt. To be continued. That was so good! Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. Toby Fox, of course he wrote the music. Jeez. Good music. Oh, he helped write the music. Okay. Oh, I didn't know Gigi wrote some of the music. That's beautiful. Good gravy. Good gravy. Gigi. What the heck? Can you hear these? Oh, you can. I had to turn down my noise gate because I kept getting cut off. This was nuts. This is so good. If I load, can I see I want to see I just want to see the glossary. Like, the florist. Just an old superstition, but it can't hurt. Owner of the Messenger, an unassuming flower shop favored by an eccentric clientele, Mr. Ard has garnered a reputation for his talent to convey emotion through floral arrangements with uncanny accuracy. Isme, the illusionist. You want to know who all this is for? Me. A ruthless schemer determined to find the sovereignty at any cost. She works artisanry with incredible ease, seemingly able to fashion anything in seconds, including her flashy attire. Girl, you gotta wear undergarments, okay? I don't care if you can make your clothes look like whatever, that's fine. But at least put on some daggone pasties, come on! Just hanging out here, that's not okay. Alma Bryald, the innkeeper. You were seeing something. What? And don't say how badly you want me to clean this place up. Since moving to Tarn as a teenager, Alma has never truly thought of the mosaic as her home. She helped establish the lamplight long before inheriting it from her father, serving cheer and world-class cooking to guests who regaled her with tales of adventure. Of course, cheer was easier when the business still brought in money. These days, despite what she may claim, Alma runs a charity for the forcibly retired. Treasure hunters, she can... what a sentence. These days, despite what she may claim, Alma runs a charity for the forcibly retired treasure hunters she can't bear to turn her back on. Lilia Ard, the dreamer. Does this mean skipping 2 weeks into the future? Loic's only daughter, a clever and spirited girl. Though she greatly admires her father and helps out his shop from time to time, she aspires to become a famous writer someday. Oh, that's so nice. Let's skip Theodore Langleis, the hunter. Let's skip the pleasantries. I've wasted enough time in this pit as it is. I gotta come up with a better voice because that one hurts. A commander of the Inner Shield, Theodore prides himself on having achieved his prestigious rank at such a young age through hard work. And while his skill at artisanry deserves some credit, he would likely be stationed at Tarn as an Outer Shield patrolman, if not for his family's considerable wealth. Seems to know and despise Isme personally. That's great. This music is so Final Fantasy VI core. Man! Good gravy. Palicia. Palicia is what GGGG's Tumblr is. Something Palicia. That's cute. And I think she has like a picture like that on her Tumblr. I know Tumblr sounds like a cursed place, but I assure you, there's a lot of good stuff there. A perennial popular in the mosaic for its vivid, hardy flowers, historically loved by a queen of the pre-mosaic nation of Pallas, for whom it was given its modern name. From the readings of Kesserat, give unto us a single ember, a binding spark to open the dawn. Likes commentary. The Palicia is a textbook example of how meanings tend to shift with color. Flowers run the gamut between gold and deep red, the former conveying feelings of warmth and comfort, while the latter evokes the power of wild, destructive flame. That's so nice. Meaning fire. Common dandelion. Dandelion continues to haunt me. Anyway, meaning mundanity. Mundanity. I hope I'm saying that right. I know what it means, but I've never seen that word. I've never heard that word. I've seen it. I've read it. I've never heard it said out loud. But let's read. A perennial herb with sunny yellow flowers. Though generally considered a weed, the common dandelion poses significant medicinal and culinary value. From the readings of Kesserat, word without wit, wind without breath, feather among the flock. Likes commentary. It's somewhat rare for phonemic meanings to align with the popular perception of a flower, as in this case. Really, the dandelion is anything but mundane, but I'll admit that the shift in reputation makes it a bit easier to work with. A skinned rose, yellow. Meaning, physical mending that which is broken, set right. An ancient cultivar selected for its purity of meaning, distinguishing it from the vast majority of modern garden roses. Its resistance to cold made it attractive to the early settlers of Tar. From the readings of Kesserat, I am brought under, brought within. I am made and remade. Hi, Scripples! How you doing? You kind of missed it. I was doing playing through a VN today, a visual novel. Kind of just going through the little glossary here, but probably wrap this up in a little bit. But I hope you're having a good day. Likes commentary. It's something of a miracle that the Askin rose has endured this long, let alone managed to gain some popularity within the mosaic. It is frequently mistaken for the tower rose, another common hybrid with which it shares some ancestry, but I find the disparity in nuance between their meanings is minor enough to work around. I'm good, thanks. How about yourself? Doing okay, it's just a little too cold. Ah! Oh no, hope it's been good then. Yes, this game was crazy amazing. It was very, very good. That panda is so cute. Scripples, you have the best, I think I said this yesterday. You also, but you have the best, emotes. The sun rose, meaning tandem, the divine aspect of truth. A flowering shrub with succulent leaves and deep magenta flowers. Due to the sunrose's low tolerance for cold, ancient horticulturists employed magic to help it thrive in the harsh winters of Askind. Readings of Kesserat. Where you walk, sight of Phiam, let truth not hide. It would be reasonable to assume that the sunrose also represents the virtue of truth itself, but divorced from its religious context, it has no power at all. Some take this as undeniable proof of the existence of the aspects, but I think the reality is a bit more complicated than that. Glad to hear. White Dawn's Eye. Light, breaking through the darkness after a storm. Ah, I like the middle of it is blue. It's almost like the storm, like the eye, like a sky. I don't know. Something nice like that. Sometimes written Dawn's Eye. An annual herb. What the hell? My phone's going on. An annual herb with brilliant white flowers. The ring of blue ray florets at its center is its most eye-catching feature. Yes. I think so. I'm a big fan of emotes. I can see that. I love emotes. I have them bounce around, and also they bounce off my head because it's fun. I'll get emotes one day. Someday. We're getting closer, though. We're getting closer. Kesserat, her gilded hands tear down the veil and end at last my wandering. An urban legend claims that the dawn's eye radiates faint light in total darkness, though only when a single person is near to see it. Most consider this nonsense, but I've heard from a few who swear by it. I think it's fascinating, a flash of perception perhaps, proof of the latent potential for flower reading that all of us possess. That's cool. And the Cloud Sage. Oh, this is the one that he gave his girl, his daughter. Man, that scene, there was a scene with him and his daughter that, like, about being far away because he stayed behind and sent her somewhere to, like a hospital or something. It was not unclear, but, man, just that distance, you know, that being far away, that, like, I don't know why, but I do know why, but it, like, hit me in the feels. It just, good gravy. A perennial herb native to the plains south of Erikest. In the summer months, its fragrant flowers attract a wide variety of pollinators. From the readings of Kesserat, matter yield to memory, that two may dwell as one. Memory is a powerful thing. In many ways, we are what we remember. Through this particular lens, we are where we remember, and our memory serves us as a more literal touchstone. This is really funny, that we are what we remember. That is some Common Writer Deno shit. Yes, close to getting them yourself. Yes, we'll get there. Common Writer Deno, okay. I know that I talk about Hololive a lot, and then I'll talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot, and the other thing that I love is Common Writer. So Common Writer Deno, there's a train, because people are only exist as long as they are remembered. So people who no longer are remembered by their loved ones, or they have no one to remember them by, cease to exist in the physical world. And so then their souls don't just disappear, they ride a spiritual train around the spirit world, waiting for people to remember them so they can come back into being. That is so crazy. That abstract idea of existence, like the past remains only because we remember it so. It's a really interesting way of an abstract kind of construction of the world. Anyway, Common Writer is fascinating. It's a really good it's really interesting concept, and it's really funny series in particular, but I digress. This made me think of that. The whole we are what we remember. Yeah, the sort of Common Writer Deno was very, you exist as long as you are remembered. So I like that. When the mosaic first rose, the Cloud Sage was not among the species preserved within its walls. By some miracle, it survived anyway, becoming a symbol of homecoming to those brought unwillingly under the builder's wing. Oh, so it survives outside of the mosaic, which is like, I guess, their bubble, like their Noah's Ark bubble type society. That's interesting. I guess it's almost like I was talking about Common Writer Deno. It's almost like because people remembered this flower, it continued to live on. That's so poetic and beautiful. Anyway. Excuse me. This game rocks. This game freaking rocks. Oh, there was a back button here. How do I get back to the main menu? The music is really good. The soundtrack was released recently. It's very, 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 very good. It's very Final Fantasy VI, specifically Final Fantasy VI. And there have been some comparisons of Izme to Kefka, which in the one scene was extremely... I see where they got that from. The music just harkened to Final Fantasy VI, especially the organ. There was like a building up of organs, and that just made me think of Final Fantasy VI's opening track thing. It starts up with the organs building up, which used to terrify me as a child, actually. I used to rush past that opening because the organs freaked me out. Anyway, I digress. The music of this game is very good. So if you haven't played it for yourself, you can. There's not like a lot of it's a very linear game. It's barely a game. It's really a visual novel. It's really that, but it's really, really well done. So well done. She really uses the space of the window, moves around with the text and the art, and just things work together really well. Just the storytelling of it, the perspectives. There was like little icons on the side with an eyeball to tell you whose perspective it was from that was talking, because it's all written in first person perspective, but the person's perspective changes a little bit from chapter to chapter, and it's just so good. The only painful part of this game is that this is just the prelude, and it's probably going to be, I imagine, years before the rest of this game comes out. But it's so good. It's so good. I highly recommend it. Play it yourself. Watch my VOD. With the audio, I guess I did my best to voice it out. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I tried to put my all into the acting today. I feel like I've been kind of slacking in the voice acting bit lately. I'd like to get back into that and really kind of let that aspect of my talent of myself, really like to let that talent of mine shine. Yes. Anyway, that's all for today. I'm gonna go do some video editing, because I said last month, I think, or maybe the beginning of this month, who could say, I said that I wanted to do like a little 2023 review clips thing, and I haven't worked on it. I put one clip in it. That's as far as I got. One clip, because I was working on the Tempest MV, the fan MV that I did, which has gotten a lot of love, and thank you guys if you watched it, and for spreading it around. It makes me very happy when people see the things I do and enjoy it. That just makes me want to keep going and keep doing it. I think you did pretty good, especially considering. Yeah, thank you so much. I get all bashful. I like to toot my own horn a lot, but I also like being praised. I think coming from you guys and from other people, it really it makes me happy. Okay, so anyway, thank you for the stream. Hope the rest of your day goes well. Same to you. Hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. Hope you have a good week ahead. Hope everyone who's not feeling a little out of sorts or a little under the weather, hope you guys feel better. I know this time of year is really is like getting sick central, like this time of the year. So take care of yourselves. Enjoy your weekend. Don't work too hard. Get plenty of rest. Enjoy yourselves. Treat yourself. And I'll see you next time. Otsukaresama deshita. Mata ne. Bye bye.